What's poppin', everybody? Hope you're good. It's been a minute. No, it's not really been a minute, but it feels like it's been a while. I tried doing some readings at the house, and I just was not feeling the vibes, man. It's just a whole different vibe when I'm in my car. It feels so personal. It feels like you're right next to me, and we're just having a conversation. When I do it at the house, I have like neighbors around me. I got other people in the house around me. I got random noises, and it's weird. And so it's one of those things where, like, I tried to do it. I was trying to do the monthlies for July. I did Aries, and then I started doing Taurus, and then my camera stand fell, and I was like, you know what, we're not doing this here. We're doing it in the car, and that's just gonna be, I'm like sweating, excuse me, it's really hot. He is really hot. And yeah, man, so we're gonna tap in for a twin flame reading, you know, just the normal collective love reading that we do. I just did Aries right now, but I was gonna do Taurus, and then Spirit was just telling me to tap in, right? It just feels like, again, there's just been a massive shift within the past few days. If you've been following along on my Instagram, JS Tarot Surface, we have been doing a lot of daily messages. I haven't stopped. I've only taken one day off from that, which I'm not complaining about. I enjoy doing them, but it was one of those things where we've been getting some really interesting energies between the counterparts, and we're likely gonna do a continuation like we usually do of what we've tapped into, and that has to do with all of the karmics that have been coming back, trying to restart things with your person, with you, excuse me. But it's this energy of like the reading we got today for the daily message, right? It had to do with essentially the main message was, you know, karmics want both of you, but you both only want each other. And it's this energy of like, you may be in separation, as I feel like a lot of us are, especially if it's like you just maybe had a union with your person in the recent past. Even if you've been on this journey for a long time, keep in mind that sometimes you won't even really meet your true twin until you've gone through some false twins, some karmics and soulmates and all that stuff. And so I feel like the people I read for pretty much resonate with my personal journey as well. And so I feel like that's kind of why I tap into this, because when I feel like there's shifts in my experience and my personal journey, I like to share that with you guys as well, right? And so something I've been going through, and I feel like a lot of you have probably been going through as well, is just karmics, different people, false twins. I'm really trying to pull on your energy, trying to get you to react in very old ways from your old self, trying to act in ways that are trying to get you to just hop on that karmic cycle again, even though you have taken so much time to work on yourself to hop off. And so I kind of feel like that's the energy, right? I did shuffle the deck, and you know, the first thing I saw under it was the Lovers, and so I figured, you know, what a better way to start the reading. I normally don't start it without shuffling, but this is what was here. So I don't really know if there's much else that I'm going to talk about in terms of my personal journey. Not really much that has changed. I feel like just energetic shifts and just things that I've been feeling for my person that have been a huge confirmation, dream interactions, telepathic communication, all kinds of this stuff like that, right? And it's one of those things where I feel like we tapped into some third-party stuff. We tapped into the clearing of the karmic stuff. I just did the Aries reading, and that was essentially what was coming up anyways. And so we're just going to do a continuation of the stories that we've been tapping into and really just go from there. So yeah, I'm going to take a breath. We're going to say a prayer, and then we're going to go ahead and just like shuffle up and just get started. Yeah. Pray to God, Spirit, my guides, my angels, my ancestors, to please help myself, the collective, and anybody watching to see the clearest messages for the highest good of all involved in our love and relationships for a timeless love reading. Again, like, you don't even have to really be like in the twin flame journey or in anything like that. Honestly, like, just if this resonates with you and it applies to your situation whenever you watch it, then that message was meant for you, right? Excuse me, my hand needed a little bit of cracking. It's getting a little sore. But yeah, let's go ahead and just like shuffle up the cards. We're gonna see what we can get. See what comes up. Got one here. Okay. I'd like to get some more though. We did have the Wheel of Fortune pop out right now. Whoa. Alright. The Lovers is still at the bottom of the deck, but I do want to get some more cards here. These two are peeking out, so we're going to go in. Oops. Okay. What is this? Alright, we're going to take these. Oh, there's something else that popped out under that as well. Okay. So, okay. So we got some interesting energies here. We're going to start with the bottom of the deck was Knight of Swords reverse. Okay, this to me, I'm hearing different things with this. One of the first things I heard was obviously there's no communication. There may be a separation, but based on the other cards that came out, what it feels like to me is like a lot is being closed out. A lot of people are being cut off right now. There's a lot of cycles that are just not being invested in regards to different people, different situations. It can be karmic or otherwise, right? The reason I say so, guys, is we do have the Four of Wands, right? I can't necessarily say it came out in the reverse because, you know, when I'm like doing the shuffling and they fall, I just kind of pick them up, and as I pick them up, that's just kind of how they come up. So sometimes I put them into the upright, sometimes I put them into the reverse. But to me, it really felt like an upright energy. So we have Four of Wands, we have the Six of Wands, which is beautiful, we have the Wheel, and we have the Ten of Wands. Okay, so there's a lot of fiery energy, right? Going back to the Four of Wands. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this Ten of Wands, and I want to talk about the Ten of Wands with the Knight of Swords reverse and the Wheel. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune, again, is going to represent like fated connections, soulmates, twin flames, all that kind of stuff. Considering the type of reading we're doing, that would make sense for that to be the case. But what I'm most interested in right now is we have the Knight of Swords reverse and we have the Ten of Wands. Okay, when I see the Ten of Wands, that to me represents I'm seeing two different things. The first I'm seeing is it's just getting to be too much to hold in, or getting to be too much to not invest communicatively, like not participating in communication is causing you to feel burdened, right? Ten of Wands to me is a very burdensome energy. It is an ending of a cycle perhaps, but it is a very burdensome energy in which I feel like this lack of communication between you two right now is causing you both to feel this Ten of Wands energy. Right. This is something that was coming up for another reader I was watching, and it was a message that resonated completely, and they had spoken on this card in that way, and it kind of transformed my perspective on the Ten of Wands, because I didn't necessarily sometimes I have trouble deciphering some of the minor arcana when I do readings. I have my perspective of like, oh, you know, this is the ending of a cycle, this, that, and the third, but to me, again, the way she spoke about it was really nice, and it had a lot to do with this really burdensome energy, and it feels like this relationship right now, this connection right now, is a burden. Not a burden in like, oh, I don't want anything to do with this, but in a burden in which you guys have held back. You guys have held it back from each other so much that you're now feeling that burden. If you're in separation, if you're in this no contact space. But what I am seeing here though is with the Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Wands, and the Six of Wands, this has been serving like a major purpose for your growth. Quite honestly, guys, like we've seen this. Talked about this is something that we've talked about in our little collective here for a while now, and it's just something that's very important for all of us, I feel like, to understand. Is like a lot of the things that we have gone through in this twin flame dynamic is really just served the purpose of deeper growth, like within both people and within the relationship. And at the end of the day, I just feel like that's kind of where at the end of the day, I feel like that's just where we're at right now. We're coming to the end of those really difficult cycles, guys, and we're leading into this beautiful, card of marriage, twin flame card, card of reconciliation, even the Six of Wands. These are very reconciliatory. It's the first crow I've seen all day. Oh my god, I haven't seen any crows because it's been so hot, so they're probably just chilling. But the crow came out for confirmation for us here. So yeah, I just feel like reconciliation is on the cards, guys. This is something that it's going to resonate different for everybody. Reconciliation can mean something different for everybody. That can mean just communicating for the first time in a while. This can mean seeing each other. This can mean, reconnecting and deepening the relationship. It can really go any which way, and I think it's just really important for you to decipher for yourself using your intuition what that means. So I'm gonna take a sip of my beverage first, and I'm like quite literally sweating a pool in my car. It's so hot. And then we have the King of Wands reverse. So this to me just feels like a lot of what we've seen. We have this, I think we're really tapping into some karmic energies, guys, because that's kind of what the reading was about today. These are just, I feel like, just karmic people that are just not happy with either you or your person that's just cutting them off, moving away from this. Because I'm seeing a different energy now. Yeah, we have the Knight of Pentacles here. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, we'll pull it out now. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to pull everything that's coming from the bottom real quick, just so you know I'm just pulling Devil. Everything that I feel like is adding to the story until we want to stop. I mean, this is completely what I've been tapping into. Okay, strength. You know what, we're just going to do it story mode, because, I mean, we're getting so many cards and they're all tapping into the exact story that I'm, tapping into. So, we're going to go start like this. Back at the bottom of the deck, and we're going to pull them one by one like I do. Three of Pentacles, your person has decided that they do want to build with you. They have realized that they want to build this relationship with you. They've realized that we'll see it when we see the cards, but I mean, if you saw, the star was there. I mean, they're seeing this as a wish fulfillment. They're seeing this as a divinely guided partnership. More than anything, I feel like they are now realizing the importance of this relationship to them, and I feel like that's what the separation has caused. And a lot of those burdensome energies we're seeing, that is the root of it. There's this root of the separation being caused for the desire to bring balance into the connection, right? Because we have the Knight of Pentacles. And so it really feels like they do want to come forward to you. They're moving very slowly, but it looks like they have a plan. And so I feel like I'm tapping into the Divine Masculine Collective right now, who has been in this major space of healing like we've seen, right? I mean, if you've been following along, or if you haven't, welcome. 1111 on the counter. But we've been tapping into not even just the Divine Masculine Collective, but the Divine Feminines too. I feel like both of you are in this space right now. This is actually an energy that came out for, I think, the last Twinflame reading, where it had to do with like being in alignment, right? And this card speaks to me of that. It feels like both of you are currently in alignment with each other, and by being in alignment with each other, you're now putting plans into place to move forward in a way that's going to foster this relationship. And that's what I'm seeing with this card, with the Three of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. It feels like you guys are making decisions with each other in mind. And that's another thing that this reader I was watching tapped into. And it's one of those things where I feel like, I don't know, you guys are just really considering each other. Even if you may not be necessarily talking or even together in any way, you might be in separation, but it does feel like you two see a definite future with each other. And that's what the Knight of Pentacles represents to me too. It's like seeing a future with somebody, wanting to build with somebody, ready to move forward with that, but doing so from a place of stability, focusing on your individual stability in order to bring stability to each other. And that's something that we tapped into as well for the timeless readings. Was Divine Masculine was afraid of losing their independence. They were afraid of losing the life they built for themselves, and they wanted to be in a space in which they could, one, invest in their feminine, but two, continue to invest in themselves and make sure that there is a distinct separation between you and them. Even though it is a union, that kind of thing, I feel like that is very important to a masculine energy, and it should be important to everybody in general. I feel personally, as a feminine, it is still important to me. I want to maintain my individuality in a relationship. I want to ensure that I can still do the things I love and not have a relationship take away from things that I do care about, and be able to have balance all of that, because you can handle more. When you think you can't handle more, you usually can. And I feel like that's why we're seeing this Four of Cups reverse. To me, the Four of Cups reverse is representing coming out of this stagnant energy. Four of Cups in the upright is like, it can represent just like malaise, emotional exhaustion. But for me right now, it feels like not wanting to move in that way anymore. I don't know, man. Some people see reversals as like a extremity of the upright, but to me, I always see it as like a reverse. Like it's kind of like the flip side of a card, and that's kind of the energies I get in reversals sometimes. And I don't normally see people read the cards like that, and so I don't know, it's just my own personal way of reading the cards. If you resonate differently, I'm sure you can apply it to your life and your situation, but to me, this feels like coming out of that energy, coming out of the emotional standstill. And yeah, leaving the karmic stuff behind with the devil here in the reverse, of course. Walking away from the karmic energy is like not living out that old reality anymore. Really tapping into your new timeline, like as individuals, and like understanding what that means for you as a couple, as a twin flame dynamic, counterpart dynamic, and yeah, Seven of Swords. I kind of want to tap into these two in particular. All right, Seven of Swords and the devil. It's just like walking away from anything and everybody that is trying to deceive you. Walking away from anything and everyone and everything that is trying to pull you back into to your old ways. And it's understanding that a lot of the times people don't realize they're doing that, and if they do realize they're doing that, it's kind of on them, The sad thing about it is even if they don't realize they're doing it, they're likely still going to face these same results, right? They're going to have to ride that karmic hamster wheel again. They're going to have to repeat these lessons with another person. They're going to have to continue to experience the same emotions and the same cycles. And it's sad. I pray for the people that continue to live out those realities, because I, for one, lived that reality out for many years, probably a good 9 to 10 years. I kept living the same reality, the same situation over and over. It was just a ridiculous karmic hamster wheel that I was on for a very long time, right? Before I move on, though, I definitely do need to take a sip. So then we have the Two of Pentacles reverse, right? And so to me, it's like this energy of not doing the juggling, not doing the balancing, choosing not to build in specific ways with specific people and specific energies and specific situations. And it's just kind of like a reiteration of what we were talking about with the Devil reverse and the Seven of Swords. It's really choosing to not even associate yourself with anybody or anything that is going to keep you in that old karmic cycle. And I really feel like that's what we're tapping into with your person right now. This does feel like a divine masculine reading in a lot of ways, because the divine masculine has really grown, stepped up so much. And if you're connected with your person energetically, I'm sure you have felt that, because when they shift, you shift. When you shift, they shift. And eventually you're going to get to a point in your connection where you're really going to feel those shifts, because you may find yourself in this space of feeling a particular way, and maybe connected to your person, right? Like I've had that happen at times where I'll be feeling away, and then I know myself well enough to know that when I'm feeling away, whether or not those are my emotions. And so there will be times where I'm feeling away, I'm like, oh, this doesn't necessarily feel like me, but I recognize that this is something that I felt from my person before. And so I'll make the shift within myself. I'll shift the energy. For one, shifting my perspective, recognizing that is not my energy, and two, shifting it in a way in which it would shift it as if it were mine. And so I don't want to necessarily say it's like you're doing the work for your person, because it really isn't the case. It's like you're releasing stuff that isn't yours, and by doing so, you're helping your person do the same. Because I feel like a lot of the times those karmic energies that latch on to counterparts, those are the energies you will often pick up on, specifically when you're either in union or getting closer to reunion. 1717 on the counter. It's something where you're going to notice those energies creeping in, and you kind of have to have discernment and learn when to let go of them. And by doing so, that's going to help your person do the same. All right, the Eight of Wands, or Eight of Pentacles reverse, again, walking away from, it's just like a reiteration, guys, walking away from stuff, choosing not to build with different people. And that's just like a really big energy right now, huge. And I think that's why I needed to tap in and just kind of let you guys know that there is so much going on in this masculine's life right now. You may be picking up on that. It's okay to release that. It's not yours to carry. It is not yours to process. You can choose to help them if you want. You can send them love if you want to reach out. If you're in separation and you do decide to reach out, just ensure you're doing it from a place of love, because your person may be in a situation right now where one, they can't show up for you. Two, they may not even actually be able to respond. The sad truth is some masculines may be in situations where they cannot physically respond to your texts. They cannot answer your calls. There could just be some stuff going on around them that is preventing them from actually showing up, right? And it's kind of one of those things where it's really complicated, because you can take it as if you're just being ghosted, ignored. It can definitely be the case in some, and that's why you kind of have to use your discernment here, right? I think all of us at some point have either one, ghosted somebody, or two, know what ghosting feels like, or being ghosted, right? And so it's like understanding both sides, understanding that if there is no communication between you and your person, it is for a reason. It is divinely guided. And the more you chase, and we spoke on this before, but the more you chase, the harder it's going to be to come out of that energy, right? But it does feel like this is, again, divinely guided. This is something that has been coming through for a long time, and I feel like your person is now realizing this. This has been the message over the last week, is the divine masculine has been recognizing this connection in a way in which the divine feminine has known for a long time. And it's one of those energies where I feel like the masculine energy is truly stepping into their power. They're following their guidance. They're listening to their intuition. They're listening to spirit. They're following the signs. They're doing what it is they need to do. They're putting in the work. They're letting go of all these karmic energies. They're not listening to the people that are talking bad in their ear about the connection. And they're really making decisions for themselves and for this connection, right? And the reason I say that is because when two people they want the same thing, they're going to get themselves into alignment with that. That doesn't always necessarily mean you're focusing on the other person, right? And so that's kind of the whole, I feel like it's a major lesson in twin flame dynamics, because to me the twin flame energy can shift in so many different ways. And it's this energy of like recognizing that by you focusing on what you want, your desires, your alignment, that is what aligns you with your twin. And the chances are your twin is going to be doing the same thing because, well, they're your twin, they're your counterpart, and they do mirror you. And so all of the, just as they mirror the things you don't like about yourself 2020 on the clock, they will also mirror the things you do like. They're going to mirror those positive aspects, they're going to mirror your growth, and they're going to do so in a way that's going to be conducive to bringing this together. Queen of Swords reverse, completely just cutting out all the bullshit, not even messing around with it anymore, just cutting it out, not even doing it. I know I've been in this energy for sure in a lot of different ways for probably a good year now, and ever since I did that, my life has transformed in so many ways. It's been great, actually. It's been really nice. I went from a space of basically being sick and dying to completely healthy and rebuilding my life in a beautiful way, and I'm very grateful for that. I've never really talked about much of what I've been through in the past 2 years. It's really, really tough, and so I had to get into this energy, and that was what brought me back into full health. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to do these readings for you guys a year ago, 2 years ago. There would have been no way. That was why I stopped doing readings, actually. So we're not going to get too much into that, but just to give you guys an idea of like how powerful being in this energy can be. I mean, I would say because it's in the reverse, I'm picking up on something else too. Like, yes, this is like your person, but this also feels like people around your person. Again, we picked up on a lot of just like Knights reverse, Pages reverse. Wait, did we? Or was that? No, that was for us. Yeah, but it's just this energy of like there are just people that are angry, they're vindictive, and they are bitter, they are jealous, and there's a lot of things going on right now, because people are triggered, right? That's the thing about twin flames and counterparts. Like, not only do you trigger each other, but you trigger other people, because a lot of the times, like, I don't think people, they just don't necessarily want to stay on this twin flame journey, and it's understandable because it is difficult. It is not for the faint of heart. It is something that takes a lot of courage, a lot of self-reliance, a lot of just faith, trust, and strength. And I feel like you standing in that power and continuing on that path, specifically if you set the intention to come together with your twin many years ago, 2222 on the counter, people are going to be triggered by that. People are going to see that this is coming together for you. Specifically, like if you are on social media and like you do stuff like I do, you talk about your journey, you do stuff like that, which I feel like many of us do. A lot of twin flames tend to step into that power to guide other twins, because it's not easy doing this on your own. I know if it were not for some of the other twin flame readers that I've seen over the years, I mean, I've switched readers, I feel like I resonate differently with different people. But if it were not for those other readers, there would have been no way. I don't want to say no way. I feel like I could eventually figure it out, but it would have been a lot harder for me to continue on this path and to get to where I am today with my counterpart had I not really listened to the guidance I was getting. And so I feel like by doing so, stepping into your power, it's making people feel away, but it's important, because by doing so, you're going to force those people to look at themselves, and whether or not they choose to do so is up to them, right? Strength. I feel like this speaks on a few different things. One, not only does it speak on the strength of the connection you share with your person, it speaks on your own individual strength. It speaks on the strength of how you've moved. It speaks on just how strong you have become. And it's just like a nice validation from the universe saying like, hey, like, I see you, you're doing an amazing job, keep doing what you're doing. And if you haven't heard that today, I hope that makes you feel stronger. I hope my words can strengthen and empower you to continue on this path, because I feel like if I've learned anything about the twin flame journey, man, it is just not about me anymore. That's kind of why I keep doing this stuff, because I realize it's really just not about me anymore. It's not about me, it's about helping you guys, and it's about just continuing this journey and really deepening the lore of the story, if you will, just like being an ancestor before I'm an actual ancestor, because I feel like that's why you get your guidance from your ancestors, because they've done things like this in their lives. They step into their power, right? And so I feel like that's what you and your person are doing right now. You're stepping into your power, you're stepping into your purpose, and you're allowing yourself to live out your reality in a way that you've wanted for so long. You've overcome so much heartbreak with this Three of Swords. God, I can't even tell you how many times we've all overcome heartbreak, man. Think about how long you've been on this journey for. Think about how hard it's been sometimes, and times where you felt completely alone. But you were never alone, right? Specifically, if you connected with your person, you knew you were never alone, because if you are truly tapped in, your person will come to help you energetically when you really need it, man. And I speak from experience. Like, it's something that I have personally experienced when I have really rough moments. Like, I'll have my twin like tap in, and they're like, "You good?" I'm like, "Nope, I'm not good. I'm going through this, that, and the third," and then you'll get the energetic encouragement. So I really implore you to tap in, man. Get in touch with your energy, get in touch with your twin's energy, but don't forget to, rely on yourself at the end of the day, and to not expect your twin to show up for you that way, specifically in the physical, if they cannot do that at the moment. Because the Chariot, there's going to be some serious forward movement coming, guys, and that's what we've been tapping into. Conversations on the way, but I feel like in order for that to happen, we have to have that clearing that we've seen. I think your person knows that if they approach you with this kind of energy from their past, if they bring this kind of baggage, I'm not saying that they're not going to be, okay, let me say, you do not have to be like completely fully healed. I feel like that is just something that is just, I don't know, man. Healing is a process. It's a lifelong journey. I feel like those same triggers and traumas will always be there. We just get better at dealing with them. That's what we have with the Strength card, and I feel like that's where your person and you are at right now. You're gaining your balance. You're really learning to balance yourself out here with the Chariot. You're integrating your higher self and your shadow, and you're not listening to one or the other, but letting them both speak and make the decisions for you. Right? But because that's exactly what I said, is it not? We have the Chariot and the Eight of Wands. So I'm going to leave these here. This is going to be the last pull I do before I close out the reading. But if I can leave you with anything today, I hope I can reassure you that yes, there is a lot going on behind the scenes. Just because you're not seeing movement in the physical does not mean that anything is happening. And I'm going to say it again. Think back to a time where you've been in a space where you did not know what was happening, you didn't know how to move forward, or you wanted this, that, or the third so bad, but then Spirit came through with something way better for you that you could have never imagined it. You really just couldn't, because, well, how would you? Because if you only experience so much, Spirit has to come in to expand your vision. I feel like that's what's going on for both of you right now. Your vision is being expanded of what is possible, and that is why there's going to be so much movement coming into your life in this relationship, because Spirit wants to show you. Spirit always tells me that. Spirit's like, do you trust us? Then let us show you all the time, because there's plenty of times where I'm like, I don't know, this, that, like before I really like got into alignment and started to strengthen my beliefs in this connection and in the twin flame journey, there are plenty of times where I was like, I'm not sure, I'm not sure about this, I'm not sure about that, but I feel like you and your person coming out of that unsurety is why we're going to be seeing this movement here. That's why we're going to be in a space of this communication coming in very quickly, talking about everything that has been going on, wanting to move forward in this relationship and take things to the next level. Okay, one last card. Four of Swords. This might have been for the Aries reading. I was like, I thought I got the Four of Swords. It's probably for the Aries reading. So Four of Swords, again, it just speaks to me of like understanding everything that has been learned. Recognizing that yes, there is movement on the way, but there still may be a little bit of a rest period. Keeping in mind everything you guys are learning, you're going to be closing out a lot of stuff. There's going to be a period of integration. That has been a big learning lesson. I've been a lesson for me too. Integration is a massive part of this journey. It's taking the time to rest, giving your body the time to integrate everything you've learned, and understanding that it is serving the greater purpose of this union, right? But before I run out of time, we're going to close it out with the magical spell cards. I feel like I talked a lot during this one. I know I talk a lot for everyone, but I feel like it was like almost non-stop for this. That's why I like reading away from like my house, you know what I mean? I feel like I can be myself with y'all so much more when I'm in my own space. In the space away from like just everything. I'm just in my own little world, right? So bottom of the deck we have Inspiration, card 19, going down to a 2, can represent, union. We do have what looks like to be counterparts. It says, Isis, goddess of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me, right? So again, trusting in the magic of the universe, trusting in the magic of this connection. I think a lot of you are going to find yourselves feeling very inspired if you're not already. Seeing how beautiful this connection is and can be and will continue to grow into, so long as you believe in the dream. That has been the biggest message, right? For a while, believe in the dream, hold the vision, and trust. Yeah, first card out though, is safe home. This comes out so much, guys. I feel like you can trust your person. I feel like while you guys may have been through a lot, I just want to let you know that you can trust them. I feel like they are asking you to trust them right now with this card. It says, I cast a circle round about, safety is now beyond doubt. So this energy speaks to me of your person, like, one, feeling inspired about this connection, truly believing in the magic of this love that you share, and two, wanting you to trust them again. If they betrayed your trust, which often does happen in twin flame dynamics, there's going to be a lot of triggering around trust issues, abandonment issues, which I think is what separation serves for a lot of us. There's this energy of them saying, hey, like, I am safe, you can trust me. They have grown, as we've all seen over the past readings. They have changed, and they're really growing into their own. This can represent them obviously wanting to build a foundation with you. 6, 7, 8, 9, no, 10, 11, 12, boiling down to a 3, right? So it's like balance, connection, safety, security. The final card we have for you guys is healing. Card 29, boiling down to an 11. It's like twin flame number right there, down to a 2. Got another 2, 22. Boiling down to a 4, foundations, numerology. So, candle flame, burn this hour, bring to me your healing power, right? So, I don't know, I'm kind of seeing this vision of like your person sitting up at night and they're just, maybe by candlelight, maybe there's somebody that does divination, maybe there's somebody that just likes candles, or maybe you like candles, but I'm just seeing this energy of being up at night, right? Your person's kind of laying awake at night, thinking about this connection, thinking about everything that's happening, that has happened, and they're in this space of healing right now. Again, letting go of all that karmic stuff, healing from all that karmic stuff, and really truly believing in this. It's just really what it feels like. They just believe in this. They believe in themselves now more than ever, and because of that, they believe in you. They believe in this connection, and I feel like that is the biggest message that the Divine Masculine Collective wants to get through right now, is they believe. They believe in the magic of this love. They believe in the magic of this connection. You can trust them. They are going to be safe when they come forward. You should, more than likely take time to have those conversations to build trust. But I saw a post on Instagram recently that had to do with building trust again, and specifically in relationships, because I feel like at some point, couples will have to rebuild trust, right? And basically it was like 6 steps to rebuilding trust. And the main message I want to leave you with was there needs to be a willingness to trust again. So what is going to bring healing into this connection is a willingness to heal in the connection, and a willingness to build with your person, and a willingness to trust them again. So that is all I have for you guys. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. This was a beautiful reading. I think you can, again, expect some movement very soon if you have not already seen it or felt it. But otherwise, that's all I got for you guys, man. I will see you for the monthlies of June. I'm going to try my best to get them out. It may take me a little bit of extra time. It's going to be a little bit slammed with work and all that stuff. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Goodbye.